Oh my God, I can't believe it. You want me to kill you? I've been talking for 10 minutes.
Oh my God. Cindy, I don't know why I couldn't get in connected with you. I connected with Iran, for God's sake, in one click of a button. So I don't know what happened here.
I don't know. Well,
so,
thanks. So good to see you. Oh my God. I'm like, where is
she? Same. Lots of love.
I know.
Hugs, kisses.
Yes.
To you.
Yeah, look at the beautiful Gisue Hariri. So glad we're able to connect. Oh my God. And by the way, can I just say your hair is longer, right?
My hair, I know. I need my hairdresser. When are we gonna open up?
I don't know. I take my hair and I like cut a little here, cut a little there.
I know. I'm losing my monk style. Although I live like a monk now because I don't go anywhere and just meditate all the time.
I know. So how are you doing? So Gisue is part, I told everybody already, but Gisue is part of Gisue and Moshgan Hariri and Hariri. So now you're separated from your sister who lives somewhere else in the city. You're in the city, right?
We are all in the city, yes. Both
so
she is and I am, and we talk all the time. We Zoom. This Zoom thing, I don't know if I like it so much or not, but
I know.
Everybody's Zooming with everyone.
I know.
The fun part is not only the office now virtually connecting, but Cindy, I have had the Iranian New Year virtual on Zoom, connecting to the rest of my family and my daughters and my parents. We have had birthdays on Zoom because no one is getting to.
I know.
Totally a new experience in life.
I know, it's so crazy. So Gisue, tell me, how are you guys doing? So you're used to being with your sister, working side by side all these years. But like, I know it's tough. Everyone knows it's tough. But I think the initial shock and horror and sadness, I think people are trying to get on the other side of that as well, right? How are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, remember, I was extremely anxious because, when you don't foresee what's going to happen and you don't get information from the government, and it changes on a daily basis, it was really nerve-wracking. Health on one end, and then your office and finances and people who you're responsible for.
Of course,
I have to take care of myself. But you know what? As a leader, as a a person who runs an office, I cared about every single person, and the fact that somehow not being able to make a decision was very, very difficult.
I agree. I feel the same way, that I wake up every morning and have like a pit in my stomach, and I'd be like, what can I get done today that's somehow going to help my staff, interior design? Like, what do we do? And that's really what's the driver for me,
That's right. It's exact same thing. It's like, even if we can, touch base and have one or few hopeful things,
right,
and look forward as opposed to back and what the news was that day. I felt it was, kind of an important time to do that. And again, not being with my sister closely in one space.
I know. I can't even imagine. You guys don't know how close they are, and they work right together. They're attached at the hip. I mean, what is Moshgan saying? How's she doing?
So Moshgan is doing well. She is much more anxious than I am, of course. So not only I had to hold the office together, I had to hold my sister, in one piece.
Yeah.
Which was not easy. But I think the worst in terms of, kind of everything, pandemics and the city is over. And a lot of people live outside the city or had summer homes, and they all left for their second homes. We were in the city. And I have to say, I have never, 40 years of living in New York, anything like this. I mean, completely quiet, no one on the streets, no cars.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was really, really sad. And you
So
know
what
what?
is it like? What is it like at Gisue? Sorry, what is it like at 7 o'clock when everyone starts clapping?
It's really beautiful. I couldn't believe you actually, I have windows closed and doors closed, but you hear the city coming
Yeah.
together and you have no choice. But sometimes I'm on the street and I stop because I hear the clapping and I know it's 7 o'clock. So I stop and just clap
Right.
and
Right.
show my appreciation
Yeah.
for all
Of
this help
course.
there. Yeah. So to make the story even more difficult for myself, Cindy, I'm also taking care of my elderly parents who
Oh
also
my
live
goodness.
in the city. My mother had a broken hip right before Corona and the closeout. Can you imagine? I
Oh.
just got her home the day that they closed down the city. I mean,
Oh
thank
my gosh.
God. But at the same time, there are no healthcare
Workers. Yeah.
people and workers and nurses available. Everybody went back to the hospitals. So
How is she doing?
she's doing really well.
Oh,
She's a
good.
very strong and feisty woman.
I'm sure she is,
And,
Gisue.
I think it helped that I was there every day for her. And we became close and very, very, it was a sweet, very sweet time also for me because all these years, we've been busy and, we're not available and,
Right.
so on and so forth. And you don't see them all that much, even though you both
Yeah.
live very nearby.
Yeah.
But this time it was very, very special. And it made me understand, you know, what to value in life. I've been
Yeah.
running around,
Me too. Me
like
too.
crazy
Me
and
too.
do, and then you forget that there are times you have to slow down
I know.
and really reevaluate everything.
Yeah, so if you're just listening in, so we're talking to Gisue Hariri. She's this important part of the sisters Hariri Hariri, amazing architects, women architects in New York City, always pro women. But we want to give a shout out to Gisue's mom, who had the hip surgery and is doing well. Now, I know for a fact, because I had knee surgery, that you think of hips as like, oh my God, that's so scary, but it's easier to recover. It is
Right.
easier to recover. But my God, that happening at the same time, that's insane. But the big story for you is that you were able to spend time with your mom and
Yes.
kind of reconnect in a way, which I think in terms of family or loved ones or husbands or kids, that we are connecting in a way that we never gave ourselves time to do before, which is what
That's
you
right.
were saying. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That's
right.
that's so beautiful.
So yeah, I am completely now in a new zone of like what this whole existence on this planet at this time is all about.
Oh my God,
Very philosophical.
So what is our existence about?
It's a very small journey, and I think it's about love and kindness. And we have to really get rid of all the negative energy that has been going around universally, basically. And I kind of again go back and say universe balances itself. It understands that we've harmed our planet, we've harmed ourselves, we've harmed our, in a way, souls, and it's time to get back and realize there is nothing that we can take with us.
Right.
So all we can do is make things that would remain for the generation to come after us.
Yes.
And without love and compassion and empathy, really, there's not a whole lot we can do.
Right. Well, I love you, right?
So, Cindy, I have to tell you, and I think I texted this to you, one evening when I was so anxious because I was thinking, well, financially, there is no way we're going to be able to survive because all the funding that was, PPP and the programs that the government had allocated for the small offices, it finished. And it went all to the larger.
I know, this was a big, huge problem. Yes.
Chains of restaurants. Everybody needs help, but I just thought, we definitely need a lot of help. We are a small office,
totally,
and a small organization, and have always kind of stayed mean and lean, in order to survive. Because I've gone through so many recessions and the turning of economy and so on. And 40 years later, we're still here. So, um, but at the same time, so you start getting nightmares.
Yeah.
And who comes into my dream but Cindy Allen?
Oh my God.
Out of all the people I know, out of all my family members, Cindy,
that's
you,
like so beautiful.
you actually came to my dream and hugged me and said, don't worry. And I just thought to myself, it was so vivid that I got in the morning, I said, I have to tell Cindy she was in my
I know we never got to talk, but I was so touched by that.
Thank you so much for being there. This shows that you are bigger than even our dreams. You are everywhere, Cindy. Thank you.
You're so
it's really, really important to, have you around, to have you be part
I love
of,
you. So Gisue, who is Iman Hariri? Is that a family member or no?
Iman is my daughter.
Oh, your daughter, because she said, okay, first of all, someone's saying move over a little bit. They're right. You should move over a little. You're sort of on one side. Just move over a little bit. Yeah. So your daughter is saying, why wasn't I in your dream?
My daughter left. She's now in Connecticut, working out of there because she didn't want to be near us. Her thing was that I may be carrier of the, without symptoms. And she thinks I am at the age that I have to be careful not to get corona. I keep saying I'm very young. She goes, well, Mom, I'm not sure about that.
You are tough though. You are tough and you are beautiful. All right. I want to get to some work because you have some work here. Wait, I did pull something that I wanted to show everybody because this was, I pulled it because it was so special. You don't mind if we go to Salzburg for a second?
Right. Yeah.
So first of all, I just want people out there, because people all over the world, that, you see designers and architects that are sort of like, you see them as famous, but everything is hard, right? Everything is hard work and also really trying to make something happen. This was a competition that you won, right?
Yes, this was an international competition with 20 competitors.
Amazing.
10 famous, well-known international architects,
definitely.
and 10 from, Austria itself. And so, we just somehow had a good feeling that this is going to be our turn. And,
right.
You can't lose and you're just going to go for it. And so we did. It has a fantastic, first of all, I think this project perhaps is one of the most complete projects that we have done, because it's not only a master plan of 5 or 6 new buildings, it also had components where we had to integrate older vaults that was existing on site within the project.
Right.
Plus there was another building that was by the street that we had to keep. The facade of it has to be kept and kind of so really it was stitching of many different components.
And the landscape, oh my God, right?
And then we had that mountain, that rock.
Yeah, and then there are mountains.
Yes, yeah. That was kind of next on the edge of the site. So it's a very, I think, poetic, but at the same time, it integrates public and private with landscape pieces. So this waterway that you see here,
waterway,
yes, allows the public to go by, but without being inside the private part of this residence. And Cindy, you know what is beautiful? It took 9 years.
9 years, everybody. 9
years. Yeah, these things take a long time to make, and you have to hang in there and believe that what you're going to do is going to. It is also this integration of landscape, nature into architecture that we always wanted to do, and finally got a chance to do it. And when there was an opening for the completion of the project, and the mayor and the developer and everyone was there, we went there, and I cannot tell you how many of the residents who were actually Austrians with babies, with strollers, who came into the courtyard to meet us. And at least 3 or 4 of them told me, your architecture has changed our life.
Wow.
You have changed the way we live. And I just thought, oh my God, this is a dream come true, because that is what architecture is supposed to be. It's not about, you know, craziness. It's not about, you know, going to the moon and creating, you know, something in the outer space. It's sensitivity towards what we are doing for humanity. And
Yeah.
so in that sense, it was really beautiful. And we love the project. It looks like my jewelry.
Oh yeah, let's see. Show everybody a ring. That gorgeous ring. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that
So
ring.
this event, this is actually a mock-up. That's what I got for the crystals that we were doing for Swarovski.
Oh, I love the mock-up
jewelry collection. Yeah,
so
it's by itself quite beautiful. I thought I'll wear it.
I love it. Okay, so we're good. So that was in Salzburg, everybody. Just so you keep it in mind. Right. There's a project that you're finishing up that you sent over that hasn't been photographed yet. Things get cut off, so it gets a little tricky. But you're going to be, you know, one thing for everyone out there is always really, really important to document and photograph your projects well, because that's what you have. You did the work. And if you don't do it, you'll never get back there again, or it gets messed up with people's stuff, right? So tell us, this is a financial service company, right?
Yes, this is a private equity firm on Madison Avenue. So it's about 15,000 square foot of space. And these are repeat clients that have come back to us with a, you know, new floor that we had to connect to the lower floor. And it was exciting because they wanted to have some of the elements they have on their other floor, in their lower floor. But at the same time,
oh no, that's something else. That's okay. Yeah.
But at the same time, they wanted to also create something new. So it was what you call, it's always about having good clients.
Totally.
Are good clients. So the project is almost finished. It has a lot of, you know, kind of pods and areas where people could be alone, but also together. The stairwell was crazy to make. Stunning. I have to say.
Looks like my sculpture, Gisue, behind me.
It does. It does. That's a screen behind the stairwell, but the stair itself is this spiral that is with layers, and had to go, I don't know, eventually to Germany, a 3D model of it. And, you know, somehow the wood part was made over there and resent to us here in New York. It's almost finished. Obviously, it has not been photographed yet because, you know, for the corona, we are closed down at the moment. But, you know, it makes me also rethink how the spaces are very generous. How do we live? How do we work in after now this pandemic? It's a big question. And I think, you know, what I can say is we do need to have space between people, to have smaller desks and closer desks, and kind of packing people in these one big open spaces. Obviously, I think it's not going to work at least after this for a while. So we actually made sure that there is a quite 8 foot of a distance. I mean, people have very large desks, which actually was questioned by our clients. And we were like, no, it's necessary when you want to come together.
Oh my God, they must be so happy now, Gisue.
And they are, because they don't need anything, and we have shields. And anyways, so that's, I think it's almost finished, and everybody's connected, but also they have different, you know, parts and pods to you know, have privacy and to be alone on their own.
And it's true. That's something else that we've learned. We've been sort of moving away from this totally sitting on top of each other. Thank goodness. But we were on top of each other for a while.
Yes.
So let's go to China for a second. You have the beautiful art project, right?
So Chinese are very interesting people. This project, I think, got started maybe 3 years ago, when we were invited to go to China, and you know, in this beautiful city called Kunming. And you know, the property they had was by this a lake with what they call Sleeping Beauty Mountains.
Wow, love that name.
Mountains in a distance. So it's a very picturesque and a beautiful site. And so we were not sure what they wanted, because, you know, They said it's an art project, but they kept calling it a house.
So what is it?
So it is. It's what happened is they cannot call this a museum because it's privately done by a developer. So it's a house of art and culture that is going to be near or part of this big complex that they are making. So it's almost like an event space, if you will, that would have different. So I thought that's so beautiful. Instead of having a clubhouse or community house, these people actually want some place to experience, you know, different arts. And so we came up with this project that, you know, not only you would have contemporary art, paintings and sculpture, but also, you know, you will have fashion shows, and Chinese food is, you know, nouvelle cuisine is really good.
Totally.
You will have a place to have, yeah. So it's definitely, you know, what they call the house of, and they love it. So this went on hold, but when we went through the pandemic, and I wanted something that would get us started and bring us back together.
Right.
I said to my staff, I said, let's get this project finished.
Right.
They are on hold. They are on hold. That's China, and we don't know what they are going through.
Right.
Both with their own virus and economically, but we are here, and you know, we're connected, and we can do this. And so everybody got on board and got excited. So this is actually a project that we have been doing, you know, not
right now, right?
physically in the same space. And so it's very special to us.
That's
we love
wonderful.
it. Every time we come together, we completely put everything behind. And, you know, so this is the part that the fashion shows take place. It has a pool of water to kind of bring the outside inside. There's a beautiful stairwell that, you know, connects all the different parts.
It's beautiful, Gisue.
Yeah.
So I hope it happens soon.
I hope so too.
Yeah. I want to make sure people, you talk about your pods, because you recently won a best of year for this concept that you've been working on.
Right.
That's so important. So why don't we talk about it?
So after we won the pod project, actually, Cindy, we got invited by European Cultural Center to participate in their exhibition that is called Time, Space and Existence, as part of the biennial in 2020 in Venice.
Wow.
Which was supposed to get started in May.
Now, yeah.
And and it's been postponed now till August, end of August 29th, I think is the opening. And we decided it's a great opportunity because it kind of lends itself to the title of the exhibition, or the curators. How do we live together, I think is the title. Mm-hmm. And so we have now, we needed support. We needed financial support. We needed material support. Yes. We needed all kinds of support. And so it's been slow, but great. Mm-hmm. We, at the moment, have, I think I had written it somewhere here to read it for you. We have a couple of foundations that are helping us. The Francis Greenberger Foundation has donated. 3M, I think, has donated
that's great.
materials to us. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And now we have connected to a fantastic trailblazing, in a way, foundation in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
Called Intrigue Yellow. Everyone do check their website. These people are fantastic, and it's an international foundation.
Gisue, tell everybody what you want this to be. Like, explain what it is.
Okay, so it is 68 million people have been moved out of their homes. Mm-hmm. Either due to the disasters caused by the, climate change, or wars, and so on, and homelessness, poverty, global poverty. So the fact that, we see on television and news every single day that all these people who are homeless, basically, and either lived in tents for many, many years or so, and, it really broke our heart. And we
Right.
have, for the past 2 years, been developing what we call a disaster relief shelter or a pod, which is the model or the rendering that you just showed. And this pod is to be able to fold and easily be produced and easily to be sent. I mean, I really wish we had these, because I saw how effective it would have been today because
Right.
of pandemic.
You're so close. You were so close because
I know
you got so excited about this. By the way, Iranian young architects are saying hello to you, which is so nice.
Oh, well, they're saying hello to you because you were a jury for their competition.
Oh, we love that competition. We love the competition.
Yes.
All right, let me show the pot again. But yes, so somebody keeps asking about sustainability, and here you go.
Yes, yeah. So it's supposed to be definitely sustainable, and to it works on the basis of origami, which is a very old, in a way, art of paper folding. And however, the logistics of making it so it would be very easily erectable and then kind of going down, and so we could transport it, has not been so easy. We are working with an engineer in England who is now trying to make basically a prototype for us to send to Venice and unveil it for the 2020 Venice Biennial. And so we are very excited about it. We are getting close, everyone.
Really?
Yeah, we are getting very close. It's going to be the coolest thing you've ever seen. A structured, it's almost like it's architecture that is somewhere between a car and an airplane, because it collapses and then it by itself erects itself up. So I think this is going to be a game changer. I think we need it now. We need it now. More pandemic. Yeah, because that's what I have been telling architects. We need to be ahead of the game. We cannot wait until something happens, because by the time we have structures available, it's over what we did it for.
Yes.
So, research of projects of this nature is very, very important. I mean, we had the fires in Australia and people were running away without having any place to go. They were by the water and they couldn't send them anything. Or we had the hurricane here, Sandy, that we saw how devastating it was. What do you do with people that you need to quickly, kind of put in a shelter is something, I think it's a no-brainer. We need it globally. So I'm very passionate about this. I'm very excited about it. And I have been determined that, one way or another, funding or no funding,
it's going to happen.
Even if I have to use my own hands to weld.
If Gisue wants it to happen, it's going to happen.
We hope so.
Somebody's saying, is it sustainable? Does it?
Completely sustainable. I mean, to make a project that is not sustainable is crazy, because the whole idea is that this would be, helping the climate change.
Right. Exactly.
Unfortunate disasters that we go through, hurricanes and weather changes and so on and so forth. So this is not only sustainable. Right now, the issue is how long would this structure be viable? Because at the moment, United Nations and agencies that help and provide these kinds of services are using tents. And those tents are very inexpensive in a way to make. However, their lifetime is short. So we want to create something that is not a tent, because there are war refugees in Syria that are, after 25 years, still living in those army tents. That doesn't make sense to me. That really doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but everyone out there who may be tuning in for the first time, that the Hariris, and this is Gisue Hariri, are very, very sensitive to the world plight, and because they come from Iran, and they're supporting young architects there. They're supporting creativity and design there. These are people who understand what matters in life and are moved by it and make architecture for it too.
Thank you, Cindy, for that introduction.
It's true.
But, well, you know how it is. It's, there are political issues all over the world, but the fact that a country has been under a sanction for so many years, it breaks my heart. Without, this is the younger generation who are now coming into the workforce, and our architects and engineers and our brilliant, beautiful people have no idea why they are under sanctions, that they cannot connect to the rest of the world. And so these young architects that I met through a trip that I made by their own invitation,
right,
to this beautiful place or city called Kermanshah, they wanted to see how they can also be connected to the rest of the architecture world. And so I remembered how we kind of came upon the scene of architecture for people to recognize us, and that was through Architecture League of New York. So they had this program called the Young Architects, and if you were out of school for between 5 and 10 years, you could send a portfolio in and show what your work was about. It wasn't what you built, it was what you were thinking and what was your philosophy about architecture. And we won. And the time that we won, we had so much work to actually show. So that's what I said to them. I said, the world has closed the doors towards you, but you have one another. Get together and create a league of younger, creative people, and sit down and do your own work, which they did. And thanks to you for being the jury. Now,
I helped a little. I don't know. The work was beautiful. By the way, somebody said, Cindy, it's Iran, not Iran. Okay, so sorry, Iran. Thank you for correcting me.
I know.
Hey.
Iranians are very sensitive.
I got it. Well, there you go. Here I am. It's Iran. It's Iran. But it was beautiful to see the work. We'll have to do another show with it, because it was.
I'm hoping, because now they have produced the drawings. The first winners have produced their drawings, are waiting for permission because it was to be built. And once they build it, hopefully, Cindy, you and I are going to go to Iran so you could actually see it.
I love that. That would be amazing. That would be so amazing. Wait, I want to pull up one last thing, just because we're talking about being home and being safe and our shelter. I pulled this up because the most recent project we published, I just saw this one picture on your site, and that was a lovely family, right? And are they in that house right now?
Yes, I actually, texted to see if they're okay and if they are there, and they said yes. This is almost like a retreat, because it has, again, it's a master plan with many different parts to it. There is a guest house. This is like kind of the main house, and there is the gym house, and then there is the shed house, and so for their tools and equipments and so on. So they said, thank God we did this. I said, well, I know everybody needs to have a little place in nature. So at times like this, you have a place to be completely, on your own, and be meditative and enjoy what is important in life. So that is yes.
It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. So I just wanted to share that, because they do everything. They do, we showed a lot of work, but I wanted they do a lot of residential too, and it's really beautiful.
And you've been always supporting it. Thank you, Cindy.
Well, I want to. Okay, so so we had a great talk. At least you found me. You finally found me. So, I know.
I don't know why.
Honestly, the thing is, in the beginning doing this, I think I'm on like my 37th time doing this. So the first time I would have been completely freaked out. But, now it's like, I'll just go with the flow. So, so Gisue, how about one last thought for everybody out there, some sort of hope and positivity?
Well, I think we should cherish this time to, live for the moment and enjoy, little small things in life, and very precious things in life, like breathing, like thinking, having time to think. I think slowing down is very important. Cindy, at one point in my life, earlier on, actually was practicing Zen at the Zen Center in San Francisco. And,
Ah,
then the career starts, and, it becomes later and later for you to do things.
right, right.
I've gone back again to that. I do take, meditation walks, meditation sitting, and I realize how much we miss, to be conscious of everything that you do. When you eat, only focus on your eating. When you walk, just focus on your walking and your posture. So I think it's time for all of us to, in a way, do a little maybe Zen practice, and become more conscious of what is important in life. I think, every so often you have to reevaluate, you have goals, you achieve them or not, or change your mind and you grow. So I think that is, what is so important now for me, at least at this point in time, to do. And this is going to be over. And I think this is going to bring us maybe closer, because we understand how valuable it is to hug one another.
Yeah, totally.
Love one another.
Totally. And I love that in Gisue. I love that. Like, it's different for everybody, and
yes,
what we need, and what we're, how we're listening to ourselves and our body, and
right.
And how we're feeling emotionally, because it's really, really, really tough. But I love that. You're so cute, because you're like, I am doing it. You're sort of like, you're not pushing it on anybody yet. You're about to, and you're not ready yet. But no, I think that's a wonderful thing for everyone to think about. And by the way, your daughter said, "No, Mom, you look like you're 25." So she wrote back, and we say, you're not short a day of fabulous, Gisue. You're so wonderful.
Thank you. I miss my daughters. None of them are here, Cindy. I don't
know.
I
can't believe that.
Love and kisses to my girls. Be safe.
I know. Who's going to tell the one who wants? I'll be interviewed when it's something that I should be interviewed about. Okay, wait. I'm going to take a picture of us. Okay.
Okay. Can I do it too?
Yeah. Well, I'll do it and then you do it. Okay. Okay. I'm going to send you pictures. I'll send you, Gisue. So wait. Let's take a few. I can't see it, so it's hard to do it. So wait, here.
I love it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So Gisue, first of all, Moshgan, big hug to Moshgan, your sister, amazing sister. Had such a wonderful talk with Gisue. Sending all my love to you, and all the love out to everybody in the world. Good wishes, health. Stay inside. I know it's going to be a little longer. Be safe. What?
Be safe. Be positive. Everyone, we need positive energy to move forward. This negativeness has brought us to where we are. Respect yourself and respect your environment. We can't be doing this and destroying the earth. Architects, designers, we need you to think creatively.
Totally.
And move forward. Yeah.
Totally. So listen, follow Gisue on Hariri and Hariri Architecture, right? Hariri and Hariri.
It's Hariri and Hariri. Yes.
Yeah, it's easy to find. And
Instagram.
And, on Instagram. You can find me on the Cindygram. Oh, I'm supposed to wait. I have to put up one thing that I'm supposed to put up, which is that if you have a little note or something, hello, Cindy at interiordesign.net, I think is what it is. But let me get off for a second. Okay. All right.
You are so adorable.
Okay.
So glad we could make this happen. I love you. Thank you.
I love you too.
Everyone, we love you.
Love you.
Bye,
everybody out there. Oh, listen, everybody. I am filming tomorrow. You will not see me. You'll not see me for a day. Hang in. I'll be there on Friday. Okay. Bye.
Bye,
everybody.